Hey everybody, it's John Melby here, and I am going to talk to you a little bit about keeping all the balls up in the air in life. There's 5 different balls in my life that I have to keep up in the air, and one of them is made out of glass. So I'll talk to you about that in a second, right after the intro. So here's the deal. Life is like a roller coaster ride, but there's a secret to having a fear-free life. A life that's outside of your comfort zone, where it's fun, exciting, and dream-fulfilling. That life is in the danger zone. Hi. My name is John Melby. I'm a professional airshow pilot, and this podcast will teach you the secrets and the tricks that have a life in the danger zone. Hey everybody, how you doing? And I am heading out after Christmas to do some running around. What a crazy time this has been. Oh my gosh. It's just been busy with family stuff and Christmas things you have to do, and it's just been busy. And this week I've got some things I have to work on, which includes my my aircraft has to get my Bonanza. I have 2 airplanes. One's a extreme aerobatic airplane, it's a biplane. The other one is a Bonanza, which is kind of like a Cadillac. It's a 4-seat, leather interior, low wing. But that airplane has to be an annual inspection. So every airplane has to have an annual inspection. This one's what's called a certified airplane, so it means it has to have a full-on inspection for the FAA, and my mechanic has to go through it. And then my other airplane gets something called a condition inspection because it's an experimental type airplane. Anyway, so this week I've got to get, it's almost done, but I have to get my landing gear doors checked. So what they do is they stick it up on a jack, and they jack it up, and then they run the landing gear up and down, and then they have to check that. The other thing I have to get checked is my pitot static system. So what that means is it's for so when you're flying an airplane, it's got altimeters and airspeeds and stuff. They have to make sure that it's working correctly, along with my transponder, which is what the code that they send out to the FAA, and everybody else can see where you're at. Well, that has to be accurate, otherwise you could be off an altitude and then big problems happen. So anyway, I've got to get the landing gear door checked, I've got to get the pitot static system checked, and my mechanic has to finish it because this Saturday I'm taking a bunch of people at my church flying for this raffle thing that I did for a charity deal that we did. And so I thought I'd take a bunch of people flying, and they had a raffle at the women's gala event at the church, and so a bunch of women bought tickets for it, the opportunity to go flying with me. Why they want to do that, I don't know, but they want to go flying in this airplane. No aerobatics, just kind of go flying around the Phoenix area and go look at stuff. It's kind of cool because my plan is to go over to this Japanese internment camp that they had during World War II, and I don't know why our country did this, but they did. And during World War II, after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, they rounded up Japanese people that were from Japan, and they put them in these little like camps that are guarded with security guards and guns, and they put them in there, and they had them all over the country. One of them is just south of Phoenix, and they still have the footprints from all the concrete, and they have all the you can see the gun emplacements where they used to be. So it's kind of interesting. It's a piece of history, and you can see it from the air. It's 2-dimensional, but you can see a lot further. And then I thought I'd fly by the mountains that are around here. One of them is called Superstition Mountains, which I haven't figured out why they call it that. Like, do they have broken mirrors and ladders and black cats around there? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to go check that out and just go do a little flying around. But what I wanted to talk about, and it's something that's important in my life, and maybe it's the same in yours too, is that we have to have all these balls up in the air. I don't know what it's like in your life, but mine is insane because I have a day job, and I've got air show flying, and I got podcasting like this, and then I got family. So in my case, I have about 5 of them. 4 of them are made out of rubber. 1 of them is made out of glass. And part of the deal is you got to take and throw these balls up in the air and keep bouncing them around, and you're in the air, but don't drop them. 4 of them you can drop in my case, and the 4 that I could drop are rubber. So if they hit the ground, they bounce, and I pick it back up and I throw them back up in the air and keep tossing them around. but one of them is made out of glass. And the glass one is my family, the things that are most important to me, the things that I just can't break that. I cannot drop that no matter what. So this time of year, at Christmas time, it's really interesting because that's what's the one that you can't drop. That's the one you got to really pay attention to. So I have all the stuff I got to do and things I have to get running on throughout this week to make sure I get it taken care of. But that one, the one that's so important is a one out of glass. So while I'm working on this and doing all these different things, I'm making sure that that particular ball doesn't drop. The other ones is kind of interesting because you're busy doing your day-to-day work, and I got ideas and plans, and I'm working through all this stuff, and it's just amazing because, well, you know, when you're working on this stuff, it's just busy, it gets crazy. And then I have to constantly go back and look at my glass ones, and the glass ones are the glass ball I just don't want to drop. But I noticed this week I've got all this stuff going on, and at Christmas time I haven't had any time to work on the other 4 balls I have up in the air. I mean, it's just been so busy. I had like an hour or 2 here and there, and I got a little frustrated. It's kind of frustrating because I really want to get all this other stuff done and I can't. But yet, you know, it's Christmas time. I don't know about you, but one thing I do like about this time of the year is that people are nicer. Have you noticed that? It's just, people are just nice and kind, and I don't understand why they can't do that like the rest of the year. It's like this Christmas time is the opportunity for you to just be nice, and I don't know what happens. I kind of worry about that after the first of the year. It just goes back to normal. But it is what it is, and I have a saying that I use, it's not my monkeys, it's not my circus. So I have other people's things in their lives, and I just can't control that. I can't do anything about it, so it's not my monkeys, not my circus. And but anyway, I've noticed that it's just been kind of interesting for working on all these different things and making sure that I get it taken care of. And what I did have time to do is I got to play my guitar, so I play in a band, and it's kind of fun because I got a new guitar. It's an electric guitar. Got a little bit of time with that, and then that's one of the balls I have up in the air is playing music. The other one is health, so I play hockey at least once a week, and that's ice hockey for you Americans and Canadians. It's just hockey, and so I do that, and so it's kind of fun because you kind of balance that out. So my question for you as we go into this next new year is, what is it that you're doing in your life that makes it so you've got something special you're doing? One of the things that I teach in a coaching program that I have, it's on johnmelby.com, JONMELBY.com. I have some teaching programs there, and I do have one thing you can do is go out there, and if you sign up, you can get on my email list. And one of the things you can sign up for that I have that's free, and that is kind of a guide basically about how to live your life in what I call the danger zone. So you have your comfort zone that you live in every single day, but how to branch out so you can do something new in this new year. And you know, I think it's important that we have something other than just our work, and we got our families, and we may have some hobby that you do, but you know, the one thing that's really important is if you have a gift of any kind, I don't care what that gift is, and you know what it is, you know what that gift is, you got to share it, man. You got to share it with the people. I mean, you were born with this gift and you have this ability, and my encouragement to you is to go out there and do it. For me, ever since I was around like 12 years old-ish, I started getting involved with aviation. I just loved it, and I soloed in a glider, which is basically an airplane without a motor, and they tow it up behind another airplane, and then you can release from it. And I soloed at 15 years old. 15 years old. So I would, there's no way I'd let my kids do that, but my parents did. And it was really fun because I started my flying from there. And I used to be a skier. I did freestyle skiing, and I did hockey, and I did racing on skis, and until my parents moved us from Minnesota to Arizona, and they really didn't have that at that time here. So I jumped into doing aviation and started flying. But now I'm an airshow pilot, and I fly air shows all over North America because that was my dream at 12 years old, and I pursued it. And it's really funny because I have people that say, well, you're so lucky you're an airshow pilot, and I'm like, yeah, you have no idea all the stuff they had to do to get into it and stay in it. It's just a really difficult, weird business. But I'm taking the skills and the gifts that I received, and I'm applying it. I'm using it, and you know, so I guess the point is if you've got some ideas, things you want to do, go to my website, johnmelby.com, get on my email list, and then what I'll do is I'll send you some ideas and some tips of how you can get out of where you're at today, get into something that's really exciting to you. I've got podcasts like this one, either in video and audio format, and then I want to coach you. I want to show you how you can go and just be a better you. And I promise you this much, is that if you do that, you're going to be much happier. You're going to have a fulfillment in your life. And trust me, it's not easy, okay? Because if it was easy, everybody would do it, but you can. And then you have something to talk about. You can share with people, and I don't know, it's just, it's a lot of fun. So, but the final point is, if you do that, you decide to move forward and you want to do something unique, you got the balls up in the air, the one glass one that you have, do not break that. Do whatever you have to not break that glass, and make sure that that's your priority. And I'll talk more about that in some future podcast messages. But the next one I have coming up is we're going to talk about how my trip that I have, flying around with my people from the church, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. I think that's cool. We'll see what the feeling is like after that. All right, you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you, bye. So here's the deal. Life is like a roller coaster ride, but there's a secret to having a fear-free life. A life that's outside of your comfort zone, where it's fun, exciting, and dream-fulfilling. That life is in the danger zone. Hi, my name is John Melby. I'm a professional airshow pilot, and this podcast will teach you the secrets and the tricks that have a life in the danger zone.